Good luck.
Gracias. So this is Luigi in the Forest Ruins Rebooted. It's a star. It's a hack with about 40 stars in it by the one and only Mario Crash, or Lin Crash, or whatever he goes by now.
Formerly known as Mario Crash.
Sure.
And it was released in 2016, so it's not that old, but then again, doesn't have the modern gimmicks like parallel cam and that good stuff.
So I'm going to start this off with the good old cannon skip. That makes sure that you don't have to use the cannon to go back here. So it actually lets us do this before we get like caps or anything. So it's a good start.
Exactly. Plus, we don't need to get the cannon opening animation.
Yep. Alright, because I believe opening the cannon requires vanish cap, so...
It might. I don't even remember, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've opened the cannon, because we don't need to use it later either.
I don't think I ever did open the cannon.
So this is the ever fun door maze. It's just a matter of remembering which door you have to go in.
Yeah, once you memorize the pattern, kind of repeats for a bit, so yeah, it's not that hard.
I'm gonna turn my light off actually, so it's easier to see. And now we get the two long, boring swimming stars.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, this hack is actually a really nice little short hack. I would recommend playing it to anyone out there that hasn't.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Also pretty fun to speedrun.
Yeah, it is. Now time for the secrets, which I'm going to try to get all without coming up for air, but we'll see.
Yeah, if you don't miss, if you could miss like 1 or 2 or 3 swims maybe and still make it.
Yeah, there's also a safety coin that you can get, like, coming up between the 3rd and the 4th secret if you need to.
This one probably takes the first place for most boring star in this hack.
Yeah, it's up there. This is actually a remake of... This level specifically is a remake of Boomster's Tower.
Which is another crash hack.
Indeed.
Well, not Boomster's Tower, it's Boomster's Peril, isn't it?
I think Boomster's Tower is a remake, is its own hack. I think Crash remade that hack.
There's a lot of hacks and a lot of remakes, that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Alright, well that's not bad. Got through first part of course 2. Now for the fun stage.
Ooh yeah.
Speaking of remade stages, this is Dusky Dark Forest, I think it's called.
Exactly. It's based on a level from Rainbow Road.
Yeah. It's only got 1 star here, so... And it's panels, which... I wouldn't mind a couple of other stars here, actually, but... That was close. This stage is kind of not fun to speedrun. Oh, well, that doesn't help. When you run over the panel, and it does that. Another unfortunate fact about this level is that it has a few of those disappearing platforms, but since this was made before the More Objects patch, they don't respawn. So if you mess up, then you're gonna have a fun time trying to back it up.
Or just exit course. That's probably the best option.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna play this safe. And then this cannon shot is interesting. So there's a way you can line it up where it's just like just next to there and then just above there, I believe. Overshot it by about half a centimeter. That's unfortunate.
Well, it's better to overshoot than to undershoot.
That is true. Definitely true. So that's gonna lose a lot of time. That's unfortunate, but oh well. Let's try that again. Maybe just a little bit lower this time. Right there. There we go.
It's where those 2 lines in the sky meet, actually.
Yeah, that's a good visual cue. Where's the star spawn? I forget. Over here, I believe. Nope, it's up here. Usually I would reset if I missed the cannon shot, but whatever. Alright.
Ah, you're fine still.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna head over to course 3. Which is a nice little blue desert level.
Quicksand Paradise.
Yeah.
As every hack should have.
It's one of my favorite levels in this hack, actually. One of the most fun to speedrun, in my opinion. I like the movement.
It's a pretty fast level, except for the Pyramid Star.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Pyramid Star first.
And this is another level which is split into 2 separate travels.
I'm just gonna play this safe and get the first secret the long way. Since I don't want to mess up here, because it's pretty long to try to get back here and then get all the secrets again. There we go. It's not a very fast star, but oh well. Didn't die, so that's good. The good news is we're going to revisit this course later in the run.
Yeah. We're gonna revisit a lot of courses.
Yeah.
Once we get the caps. Since they're all in the same spot. More on that later.
Mm-hmm. For that, I'm just gonna do a little pyramid slide. Save a little bit of time. Cool, I didn't get corner physics going up the waterfall.
Bro.
Oh, it feels nice to have a controller that can do that. Old controller couldn't really make the long jump because of directional input issues.
Oh.
Nice bonk. Hope that's enough height. Yeah, that's plenty of height. There we go. That's the first part of course 3.
On to course 1.
Yep.
Right?
On to course 1. Course 1's a nice peaceful course.
Yeah, pretty standard. No quicksand, no lava.
So the first thing I'm going to do is try for a bomb clip to get through this gate up here.
Shoutouts to Spaceman for this strat.
Oh, please, please. Okay, good.
Well,
Made
for
it.
up the... You made it? Okay. Actually, it was Simple Flips who found that you could clip like that. But then Spaceman optimized the strat.
Yeah. There's another strat that Simple Flips found in this hack as well, but we'll get to that later.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna get the red coins. Fairly standard red coins, just spread around the level. There actually aren't that many red coin stars in this hack. I think this course and course 6 are the only ones that have red coins. Which also makes it a good hack, because you don't have to depend on every level to have red coins. Another good thing about this hack is that it doesn't have 100 coin stars, so you don't have to worry about coin collecting.
Yes, that's a big plus. Part of the reason why I started playing this, or speedrunning this.
I remember the first time I played this hack, I tried to collect 100 coins in course 1, got to like 78 or something and couldn't find anything else. That was fun. Back in the good old days. So these next two stars are basically the same thing. We just have to climb to the top. First one we gotta fight a Womp.
Quite possibly the biggest womp in Romac history.
He's definitely big.
Maybe not the biggest, but is up there.
He's definitely not small. Okay, nice bonk. Get up there. Oh. Whatever, I'll just go around. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty big one. Another thing about this Womp is actually that if you get crushed by him, he doesn't hurt you. Hence the name Pacifistic Womp.
I did not remember that.
But I didn't get hit, so it doesn't matter. There we go. One funny thing about this hack is that the earlier version of this hack actually has a slower Koopa. This version has a faster Koopa race, so it's a little bit more difficult, but it's really not that hard. So you still got plenty of time if you just have decent movement.
Yeah, not really a problem.
Even if you don't have that great of movement, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's quite hard to lose the race.
Yeah, you'd have to really mess up to lose it. There we go. So now we're gonna go over here and find the owl. Although, instead of getting the star that's intended to use the owl, we're gonna go over here to a star that's hidden over in the side of the mountain, because it's comparable timing to just use the owl instead of climbing all the way up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use the owl, but it saves time actually.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Frame drops. That's not good. So now we're going to get the star that is actually intended to use the owl for. And right about there. Too early. Uh-oh. And that's course 1. We don't have to revisit that. Nice overworld movement here. Nice. I love walls.
So now it's course 5 time, right?
Yep, course 5.
And that's a tricky one.
Definitely a tricky one. We're gonna go for this star first because it's the hardest. We're gonna play it real safe with the movement. For this star, you're supposed to go all the way around and like slide down a slide to get down to the star, but you could just go up and to the right and then just do what I did and sort of dive, roll out, long jump, however you want to get over there.
Much faster.
Definitely faster. Now we're gonna do basically the same thing except go up the path that goes to the star.
By the way, the last star GMD just got, you can actually do a trick that's a death. How do you call that? Like you trigger the death warp,
Yeah.
the death floor, and you get the star. And then you can save a few seconds when you die outside of the stage instead of getting the Stargate animation.
Yeah. I just
It's
didn't
not
get
much,
that
but
'cause-
around 4 seconds.
yeah, 4, 3. Depends on how long it
Well-
takes you to really set it up. I mean, I was kind of already in the star before I really had a chance to set it up, so...
Yeah, so it's better just to get it if you're in that position.
Now
But
this
if you
star
can
can be
take your
tricky.
time to set it up, it's a small optimization.
Oh, damn it. That star you really need like 2 firsties for. The intended way is you're supposed to go around to the left and sort of long jump up. Or there's like a... I think there's a shot. No.
No, you
long
go
jump
around
up.
the outside of the mountain and you climb.
Yeah, but you can skip it with a couple of well-timed wall kicks.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna get this back up and go all the way down and just get this shell star over here. I messed up the timing again. But the good thing about that is you can just back it up by going to get other stars.
Until they last.
Yeah, until you run out of other stars to get. Or you die because you fall off the edge. That's fun. But that does give me another shot at this at least. I am honestly surprised that angle worked. But that's how you can do it.
I should point out that you don't actually need a firstie
It's
if
just
you
a
have
lot
a
easier
more
with
shallow
it.
angle.
So now the last 2 stars are basically the same thing, except one has a bully fight at the end of it.
Which is act specific.
Yep. Stay on the path, please. So yeah, right where this star is, a pipe will show up on the next Act 6, so we can just do that, and then be out of course 5. So there's the pipe, and then we work in here, and take out the boat, and then we're done.
So now it's time to go and get the first key.
Indeed. First I'm just gonna hop back in here and exit course, because it's faster. So this is Autumnal Falls, which is Bowser 1. Or Boss Stage 1, because I guess it's not Bowser. But it's a fun little stage.
Those bumpers can be problematic sometimes.
Also, there's a lackey right there in the bumpers that sometimes you can hit and it won't let you go forward. But luckily I didn't hit it, so... Now into the boss fight. So this is Kingo Babongo. It's a bomb fight, obviously. Moves a little bit faster and he takes 5 hits, but it's not that bad.
Oh, it's an upgrade from vanilla King Babon, that's for sure.
Yeah. I've also got a fairly consistent method for grabbing him. Jump kick over him and then make sure he goes forward, and then you can get him. Or I can get grabbed by him multiple times. Get on the platform. This is fun. There we go. Wasn't the best key one, but whatever. So now we're gonna head straight to the key 2 level, actually. But we're not gonna get the key just yet. It's kind of weird because sort of like the second overworld in this hack is the second Bowser level.
Yeah, it's kind of a hub world, secondary hub world.
So right away we're going to do a frame walk trick here. Oh, I messed it up. Great. But what we're supposed to do here is there's multiple, like, we're supposed to climb all the way up and then use bumpers that are on top of here to sort of...
And it's a long way.
Yeah. So I actually found this in one of my casual playthroughs. Or my first casual playthrough when I fell off and I had my frame walk key binded, so what I did was I frame walked up this side of the pillar there because I had fallen off, and I found out that it works and it's actually a lot faster. So it's pretty nice. So now we're gonna open the cannon and just head in here to everyone's favorite level, the quiz house.
Woohoo!
So unfortunately, I don't have all of the questions memorized, so I'm not going to be able to read them all out, but I know the order, so I'm just going to go through real quick.
Yeah, I don't remember the questions either.
I think the first few questions are about, like, this hack. The second few questions are about, like, other crash hacks, maybe. And by set of questions, I mean, like, per cap. Like the green
and
questions
maybe
are the
Nintendo knowledge in general.
Yeah, I think
like
one of the
games.
questions is like, what's the fastest star in vanilla?
What is the fastest star in vanilla?
I believe it's in the deep freeze, according to this.
Oh. Yeah, you might be right.
And then the last 3 questions are just like meme questions, like, did you enjoy this hack or something? I don't know. So now that we've gotten all the cap switches, we can move out with the vanish cap and get the star that's in here. And now, since we had the cannon open earlier, we can just head straight to the second boss fight.
Which is called King Caliente? No.
That's the octopus from Galaxy, is it not?
It is.
Regaliante. Or Wrigliante. A shameless attempt at stereotyping. Not cool, gringo. Trying to avoid all the fire. So now here we're going to save and quit actually and head back outside, because now that we have the caps, we can revisit Isle of Nostalgia, which we entered for about half a second at the beginning of the run, because it's faster to enter there and then just exit course to get to the hub world. Rather than
the alternative is climbing the castle.
Yeah. This is a fun little stage. That was close. That's not a good angle. That's not a good angle either. These walls are ever so slightly slanted, so you have to make sure you get a decent angle. So what I'm going to try to do is get all of the secrets in one wing cap cycle. I missed that one. I guess I'll just have to go back for that one. Hope that's enough height. Okay, barely. How did I miss that? I hope I can still make it now. This is gonna be close. I'm just gonna get down here. There we go. And now we're out of Isle of Nostalgia.
Now we can start the cleanup.
Yep. Except we do get to see Isle of Nostalgia one last time, because we have to go back in there to get back to the hub world. So this is where your route differs from mine, correct? Because I go to C4 here.
Yeah, I think I'd go to course 3 first. Something like that.
But yeah.
It doesn't really matter that much. Apart from a few seconds of overworld movement.
Yeah. So I'm still on the fence about what I want to do for something else here, but for now we'll get the star that's actually fairly fun to skip. This is a skip that Simple Flips actually discovered, and it involves down here. Normally, what you have to do is you have to have the metal cap. You have to hit that switch right there, and it'll spawn boxes, and you have to climb up the boxes. But instead, we're just gonna frame walk up this pillar, and then just slide and jump over here. The timed boxes are actually pretty tight timing too, so it's actually fairly tricky. So that method actually makes it a little bit simpler.
No pun intended.
I'm just gonna get all of the fireside stars first.
And if you don't know what frame walking is, basically it's just spamming forward.
Yeah.
Which could be very hard to do with a control stick, but if you map the forward stick position to a button, it gets easier. Or if you use keyboard.
You have to alternate like frames between up and neutral. So it's a lot easier when you have it set to keybind or something. So now we're gonna take a little break. This loses a couple of seconds because you have to take the time to get the metal cap, but what we're gonna do is an elevator star with like fire spitters and sniffits and all that, the works. But since we have the metal cap, and the metal cap lasts for a full minute in this game, we're pretty much invincible up until the star.
Yeah, it's a nice relaxing break.
I'm just gonna take a drink real quick.
For like, what, 3 seconds, 4?
Yeah, I'd say it's worth it. It's a good, like, checkup. You can wipe off your hands or take a drink, whatever.
So GMD, BLJ or not?
That's what I've been considering.
You can try it once for the
Probably
people.
try it once and then see.
Who knows?
If I fail it, I'm probably just gonna do the intended way, but
Yeah, at least you show how it's done.
yeah, so now it's time to show what we're talking about with the BLJ. So
If he does it correctly, it can save up
upwards
to
of
1
a
minute actually.
Normally, to get this star, what you have to do, I'll show you. If I can get the triple jump correctly. There we go. So we head up here, there's a blue switch right there. That activates a block that disappears over like a gate switch in the red side of the level. Oh, that is way too much speed. Oh, maybe not. Perfect. How about that?
Can't wait to see that. So yeah, as GMD was saying, blue switch makes a block disappear that reveals the gate switch that opens that gate that it just bypassed with the BLJ.
Yep.
And to do that, you have to go around the level, the fire part, and then back to the ice part, and it's like more than a minute.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun.
And so, he's on a pacer.
I actually don't know what kind of a pace I'm on. Wait, this star needs the vanish cap, which is over here. Almost forgot. This star's pretty simple. You just get the vanish cap, run down here, get the star in here. Good stuff. Then for this last star, we just have to hit the blue switch again, because the blue switch is also blocking a block over there on that right path, which is where we need to go with the shell, because that's the last star of the stage. But first we have to go get the shell, which is over here. Get on the shell. Okay. Thought I got scared for a second, thought I was going to immediately bonk after I got the shell. And there we go, we're done with course 4.
That was a good course for.
Indeed. So now we're just going to hop back in here, exit course again. And now we can head back to course 2 again. So now we're going to head on up to the top of the tower, where we can fight some boos. Or in this case, I think they're called boonsters or whatever. So yeah, I think you do need the vanish cap to get the cannon bob on. So that's why it's a lot easier to skip the cannon.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Add the one up, because why not? So now we're up here on top of the tower. I think it's this first one. Yeah. Now we have to kill 5 mini boos.
And it's every other one.
Crap, missed it. There we go. Pretty sure he spawns over here. Yeah, there he is. So there's the first of the last 2 stars. And for this last star, we're just gonna head over here. Normally, you would use the cannon and grab the wing cap and then use the cannon to sort of shoot over here, but you can actually make it without using the cannon at all, so why bother using it? Now it's time for course 6. Good old snow level.
Mandatory snow level in the ROM hack. Check.
So I'm gonna start with the panel star. Because why not? Perfect. Ah, crap. Why are you going all the way over here, Luigi? This panel star went from good to bad real quick. Camera's being wonky. That was a bad angle. Normally you can slide jump, you can slide off of the roof and just jump straight to this platform, but I missed the angle, so...
Oh, and jump to the island, right?
That's fine. Another thing about this course is right at the start, you can do this long jump skip and just go straight to this part of the level without going all the way around. So that's a
Can
nice
be precise.
It's a little bit precise, but it's not too bad. That was close, almost a long jump straight into the gap. So we're just going to open the cannon for a later star.
Actually, 2 later stars.
Oh yeah, 2 later stars.
Unless you're doing that thing with the shell.
I'm not going to bother doing that, it doesn't really save any time. At least not from what I gather. So we're actually gonna do a little triple jump up here, skip a little bit of the snowman, and just go straight to the star. Ah, this chair sucks. Thing about this, oh, I'm way off. That's not gonna make it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh well. Let's try that again with a better angle. There we go. Like, you can use this skip for 4 of the 6 stars in this level, so it's nice. So we're gonna actually head up here and get the star that took me forever and a half to find casually. The star hidden in the window.
Yeah.
A la green stars. So now we're gonna head over here and get the penguin star, because that's the star I want to get right now. The real penguin's hidden way back here, in this little tucked away area.
It's never the first penguin, is it?
Nope. Unfortunately, it never is. How many stars? 2 left in this course? Okay. So now for the last time we're going to use this skip. I'm going to jump over here, and we're actually going to use this bumper right here. And we're going to get some red coins. Now that we've gotten all the coins, we can head back up here and just use this cannon. And just go right at the start.
And there's an alternate way to do that. You've seen those spikes coming out of the lava. Well, you can use the shell and climb one of the spikes and then do a very awkward jump with a lot of momentum into the platform with the star.
Yeah, that's the other way to do it.
And that skips the cannon. Doesn't save that much, and it's tricky, so we usually don't go for that.
It would be better if you could skip this cannon too, but unfortunately there's no current way to do that. So then you get to the blizzard pit, which is just a windy toxic gas path. And it really isn't as bad as it looks. And that's course 6. Now for the last 2 main stars in the game, we head over to course 3. Now this star is an interesting star because there's the intended way to get it and the way you can get it. So this wing cap right here, it's supposed to be act specific to a later act, But since it shows up here, what we can do, we can just fly over to this star instead of having to traverse the very hard to, it's hard to see, but there's like a line of slow sand in that quicksand that you can actually walk on or jump kick through, but it's annoying and hard and slow, so just use
And there's RNG involved because of the swamps.
Yeah, not a fun star. But that's the way you have to do it in 20 star. Which is the, or 21 star I guess, because it's that's the any percent category of this hack. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do a jarp skip actually. Normally you would take this wing cap over to a cannon and you would shoot a cannon. Through this, there's like a little path in the ceiling. But Jarp found that you can just fly over from the waterfall. And just do that.
Skipping the cannon shot.
That's all the main stars. So now we get to head over to the final boss level. Where did I say it? Oh, it's over here. Now the real hard part of the run begins. This stage is sort of
the stressful part.
Yeah, the stressful part. At least it has a really good song though. This stage is sort of like a compilation of all of the other stages in this hack. Like, say, Sookman's Dream or New Star Bowser 3. But we don't have to go to all of them because there's the Yip Clip. What you can do, normally what you have to do is you have to go all the way through the green path, hit a switch which unlocks the gate to the blue path, go up this really long icy slide on the blue path, and then hit the switch that takes out that red box. But the bully can just clip you right into the pipe.
And shoutouts to Jarp for finding this, amongst many other stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to play this super safe. If I can stop ground pounding, that would be nice, but... One screw up on this stage and you're done. You have to restart the entire thing. I've had quite a few runs choke to this stage specifically. It is not fun, ever.
Yeah, I agree.
So here I'm going to do a long jump and take the fall damage instead of double jump kicking. That bully has ruined one of my runs before. So now we get to the final stage of this Bowser adventure. And we can just lava bounce there. And we're in the final boss fight. It's pretty much just your standard boss fight with Bowser, except for the bombs are a little farther away.
Yeah, it's a little tricky to hit the bombs. Not too bad.
I'm just gonna take my time, make sure I get the timing right. Alright, and that's final Bowser beaten, but we're not quite done yet.
Yeah, timer on fade out on the last star.
Yep, but this is not the last star.
No.
Gotta go through the finale, Starting with a 40. And time. And that's it. That's Luigi on 4 Streams Rebooted.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Yay! Congrats, dude.
Gracias. It's a
What
fun
is the
little
final
game.
time?
I mean, on my time, I got about 55 minutes and 11 seconds ish, something like that. Stream keeps dying. That's not good.
Apparently, it's on Twitch's end.
Oh boy.